Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the open Ultra League, and let's see if we can get some wins. So we're going to be using the Skeledirge paired with the Shadow Feraligatr and the Virizion in the back. We switch out into the Feraligatr, they counter swap into the Licky. So Licky and Feraligatr so far from our opponent, they are going to be able to resist these Shadow Claws from this Feraligatr. Body Slam does get used. We're going to fire off this Hydro Cannon here. After one fast move, this is going to get them into the red, so another Hydro Cannon, potential KO. The opponent does go for another Body Slam, and it allows us to get to another Hydro Cannon here. This is going to get shield, or it's going to get the KO. Our opponent does elect to shield that and go for the farm down. Here we're going to go into our Virizion right here, as we can generally resist all of the... Sorry, we're going to... neutral for most of the moves and resist potential earthquake, but they are running the Shadow Ball, so Shadow Ball version is going to be able to deal some neutral damage. They're going to come back with their Drapion. Drapion here is going to be able to potentially farm down. Let's see what they end up doing. Actually, we have a good amount of energy. We're going to throw the Sacred Sword, get them into the yellow, trying to get to another Sacred Sword. They are able to snipe our energy, but we're going to shield here just to fire off a potential okay, we save the move and we switch out into the Skeledirge here versus this Shadow Feraligatr with a little bit of energy advantage. Let's see if we can come back from this situation. Gonna go for this Disarming Voice. This Disarming Voice will get a shield from our opponent. We are... Ooh, that Incinerate does go through. We need to survive this. Unable to survive it. We are going to have a Leaf Blade available to take out most of the Feraligatr's health, but unfortunately it was still too healthy. So GG's to our opponent, unable to win that game. Not a lot of wiggle room right there, unfortunately. The Shadow Feraligatr caused a lot of problems right there. I guess against the Licky, maybe we had to double shield. It was a tough situation. Alright, Skeledirge versus the Venusaur. They switch out into the Pangoro. Pangoro here is an interesting pick. It is going to be able to get to this close combat, but you can see right there, not enough damage to take out our Virizion. We are going to fire off the Leaf Blade here to kind of hide our second move. They don't exactly know our second move here, so we're going to shield, and then go for the farm down. They do come back in here with the Venusaur. Unfortunately, we do not have Stone Edge, but you can see right here, they are going to just tank it no matter what. But in this situation, we just got to fire off as many moves as possible because we don't really want to switch out, as we only really have one counter to this Venusaur, which is the Skeledirge. They immediately switch out of that situation, go into their Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini here versus the Feraligatr. Luckily, our fast moves of Shadow Claw are adding up. In addition to these Hydro Cannons, gets them into the yellow. Here we're going to tank the Neutra's Madness. Even though we do get debuffed, these water guns are not dealing a lot of damage, as you can see right here. Even so, we force out a shield from this Tapu Fini. We're gonna go for the shield right here, and our opponent does end up combo playing and taking out our Feraligatr, but all we have to do at this point is go for the farm down and come out with some energy. They go for the back-to-back Frenzy Plants, and this is not enough to take us out, as we are resisting these Frenzy Plants. We do farm them down, and we come out with 100 energy. We're going to fire off this Shadow Ball, and boom, down goes the Tapu Fini. So GG's to our opponent. We were able to just gain a ton of energy on the Skeledirge and close out the game. Alright, so we got the Skeledirge protecting against the Feraligatr weaknesses, and the Virizion is just a generalist, to be honest. Alright, another good leaf here. They switch out into the Ampharos. Ampharos here is going to struggle against our Virizion. The Virizion here is going to be able to tank all of the moves, so they do go for the Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon looking for the potential attack debuff, but even though it was a resistant move, it still did a chunk of damage. We know that we can throw two fast moves and go for this Leaf Blade. Takes out the Ampharos. Now we see the opposing Virizion come back in. We can throw all of this extra energy here back at this Virizion, potentially getting it low enough for an Incinerate farm down. Let's see if our opponent ends up throwing a move here. Okay, they do throw it on timing, so we do lose CAP tie, but we get them to use some energy. They reveal a Leaf Blade. So maybe they're running a Leaf Blade and Stone Edge? There's the Stone Edge, okay, but luckily we were so healthy that it didn't really matter. We have the Shadow Feraligatr for their Auroras, and we were able to win that game right there. So GG's to our opponent. We were going to be able to outpace them, and plus they needed to get to at least 3 or 2 meter matches and maybe some baiting. So they decided GG's quit. Alright, Skeledirge versus the Ampharos. This is going to be an interesting matchup here as we're both doing some neutral damage. Our opponent here does throw the move immediately, which allows us to farm extra here. They go into the Talonflame. So Talonflame switching immediately does give them a little bit of advantage. They go for the Fly. You're going to have to tank that move. So we're going to go for this Hydro Cannon here, getting a shield or get the KO. They decide to let it go. Whoa. So they're going to come back in with the Ampharos, most likely going for a farm down. Makes sense. Now we're going to go for this Hydro Cannon here. It does grab the shield back, and unable to get to another Hydro Cannon is going to be brutal, but unfortunately for them, we do have the Virizion. Virizion is going to be able to soak up all that damage right there, and luckily, Virizion was a core breaker for the backline. They do reveal the Feraligatr in the back, so GG's to our opponents, able to win that game with the Virizion, matching up against that Feraligatr. Okay, here we go. We got the Clefable versus our Skeledirge situation. They go into the Ampharos. We have the Virizion for this matchup here. Once again, we can resist pretty much all of the moves. Ampharos potentially can no Focus Blast, but it takes them a while to get to. So unless they build up a ton of energy, we don't have to worry about any charge moves here. Trailblaze does get used. They are using the Trailblaze Thunder Punch version, so we are able to soak up all that damage. Now we have all this energy. Even though we are taking super effective fast move damage, you can see all this energy with this Leaf Blade is going to do a significant amount of damage to this Clefable. We get to another Leaf Blade here, and just like that, we're going to potentially get this Clefable into the red, and that is fantastic because now we just can take a little bit of energy advantage. They switch out immediately into the Feraligatr. We have the Feraligatr to match their Feraligatr. As long as we match shields here, we should be okay. They are going to be able to win CAP tie here, so that was a nice play by my opponents. They were able to get to 2 moves, I believe. This Hydro Cannon here does grab a shield anyways. We're going to shield here because we want to get this Feraligatr as low as possible. Our opponent does throw. Okay, our opponent does realize that it's going to be a tough situation for them to come back from. So GG's to our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.